Day 293 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we do daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 188, best time to buy and sell stock for. The difficulty level is hard, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that description and get you some. Now let's see what the question says. Question says, you are given an integer array prices where prices of I is the price of a given stock on the ith day and an integer k. Find the maximum profit you can achieve. You may complete at most k transactions, i.e. you may buy at most k times and sell at most k times. Note, you may not engage in multiple transactions simultaneously, i.e. you must sell the stock before you buy again. All right, y'all. So if you've been following this channel, you know we did best time to buy and sell stock 3 yesterday. So this is best time to buy and sell stock 4. So it's a similar problem, but there are a few differences. So let's go ahead and look at these examples so we can make sure that we're doing it exactly what it is that they want us to do. So in example 1, we have the input k equals 2, prices equals an array of integers representing stock prices, and those integers are 2, 4, and 1. The output is 2. The explanation says buy on day 1, price equals 2, and sell on day 2, price equals 4. Profit equals 4 minus 2, which is 2, which is why the output is 2. So let's just go ahead and break this down one step further to make sure that everybody understands what it is that they're asking us to do. So they give us this an array right here of prices represents each stock price, and we want to find the maximum profit we can create by buying and selling these stock prices. And in this case, k equals 2, so we can only complete up to 2 transactions. So we want to create the max profit with only the maximum of 2 transactions. We can't have more than 2 transactions. So in this case, also, each index starts on day 1. So the index 0 is not day 0. Index 0 represents day 1. So when it says buy on day 1, they're talking about index 0, but this is each index represents a new day. So in this case, index 0 would be day 1, right? So in this case, we buy on day 1, which is a price of 2, and then we can sell on day 4, which is a profit of 2 because we bought for $2 and we sold for $4. So 4 minus 2 equals 2, so we made $2. Then we still have another transaction we can complete because k equals 2. However, there are not enough stock prices to complete another transaction, so we can stop right there and the output is 2. So let's look at example 3 where we have a little bit more stock prices in a longer period of time to look at so we can fit in our 2 transactions. So in example 2, we have the input k equals 2, prices equals an array of integers, again representing the stock prices. Those integers are 3, 2, 6, 5, 0, and 3. The output is 7. The explanation says we can buy on day 2, which is a price of 2, and sell on day 3, which has a price of 6, and the profit from those 2 days would be 6 minus 2, which equals 4. Then we still have another transaction. That's just one transaction for the buy and sell. Then we can buy on day 5 at a price of 0 and sell on day 6 for a price of 3, and that has a profit of 3 minus 0, which equals 3. Then we take this 4 and add it to this 3 to add up all of the profits we made, and that gives us 7, right? So once again, we come right here on day 2 and we buy here. Then we can sell on day 3 and right here at 6. So right here we buy here and sell here. That gives us a profit of $4. Then we come down here and we buy again at 0, and then we sell again at 3. That gives us a profit of $3, and altogether our output is 7. So now that we understand what the question is asking, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution, y'all. And the solution, as you know, is not going to be that difficult. So let's get started. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to create an array that will store the minimum price for each transaction. So in order to do that, we could just create a variable. We could call it buy price, and we could set that equal to an array, open up the parentheses of repeating, colon 1,000, or excuse me, we could do 10,000 just to be safe, comma, count, colon K. So what this is going to do is this is going to initialize an array of integers. Those integers is just going to be a bunch of 1,000 integers repeating over and over K amount of times. Then we're going to declare, or we need to create another array to store the maximum profit for each transaction. So in order to do that, we could just declare a variable. We could title it profit, set that equal to an array. This time we open up the parentheses. We could say repeating colon 0, comma, count, colon K. So this is going to create an array of integers, and those integers to start are just going to be 0. It's going to be a bunch of zeros, or a K amount of zeros, I should say. There's going to be K amount of zeros in that array, but that is just the start, y'all. That's not how it's going to end. That's just where we're going to store these values. So now we need to iterate through each day's price. So in order to do that, all we have to do is say for I in 0 ... less than sign up to prices count, and that is going to iterate through all of the prices for us, or each day's prices. Now we need to iterate through each transaction. So remember, we only have up to K transactions, so we could say for J in 0 ... less than K. So from 0 up to K, because we can't do any more transactions than K, then we'll open up the brackets. Now we're going to say if J is equal to 0, we're going to open up the brackets, and for the first transaction we need to update the buy price with the minimum price that we have seen so far. So in order to do that, we just come right here and we can say buy price square bracket J, set that equal to min, open up the parentheses, buy price square bracket J, comma, come outside of the square bracket, we're going to say comma, but still inside the parentheses, we're going to say prices square bracket I. And once again, that's going to find the minimum, so we're going to get the min. That's where this min comes from. We're going to find the minimum of either this or this, and that's what we're going to return. Now we need to update the profit for the first transaction. So in order to do that, we could just say profit square bracket J equals max prop. Then we're going to say, open up the parentheses, we're going to say profit square bracket J, comma, prices square bracket I, minus buy price. It's going to be buy price square bracket J. And what this is going to do, once again, is going to either return the maximum this time, whichever one is larger, this or this. Boom. Now we could come right here, we say else, open up the brackets. We need to consider the profit from the previous transactions for all the subsequent transactions. So in order to do that, we could just say buy price square bracket J, come outside the square bracket, say equals min, open up the parentheses, buy price square bracket J, comma, prices square bracket I, minus profit, equal white space, my bad y'all, profit square bracket J minus 1, just like that. And now we need to update the profit for the current transaction. So in order to do that, we could just say profit square bracket J equals max, open up the parentheses, profit square bracket J, comma, prices square bracket I, let me see, minus buy price square bracket J, just like that. And now we need to return the maximum profit from the kth transaction. So in order to do that, we could just come right here, come all the way down here, and we could just say return profit, square bracket, K minus 1. Just like that. Now, that should be all the code, y'all. I told y'all it wasn't that difficult. Let's run it, make sure it runs like it's supposed to, and it's accepted. So let's go ahead and submit it, make sure it stays accepted after we submit it, because you never know, but hopefully it still works. And look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users with Swift, y'all. You already know those are the numbers I like to see. Those are some good numbers right there. That's fast. What else can I say? Boy, that's fast. Now, with all that being said, y'all, get one more look at the code, read it, learn it, love it, and I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.